Hey guys, it is John C Morley here, serial entrepreneur. Welcome to Inspirations for Your Life. I'm so happy you decided to join us this evening. It is December 28th. It is a Thursday evening. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I do want to give a big shout out, a big thank you to everyone because we have definitely hit our milestone of 100,000 by the end of Q1. We're not even end of Q1. We're not even at Q1 yet. We're not even at the end of the year yet. We've got a couple days left, and we're at 107,500. But what I really appreciate, if you guys would go to believemeachieve.com, scan that QR code, and like, love, and subscribe to TikTok. We want to reach 3,000 subscribers, and the reason we want to do that is because we want to be able to stream live to TikTok, and we need 3,000 subscribers to be able to do that. So help us reach that mission, all right? All right. Again, whether you're here at 8 o'clock at night, 8 o'clock in the morning, 12 noon, 12 midnight, 3 a.m., 3 p.m., so grateful here with us tonight because I have another great show for you guys. We're talking about the holidays and lessons, which we'll get into that in just a second, ladies and gentlemen. We start on a Saturday, with a brand new master topic, and we roll through the week. I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur, and I am a podcast host and a podcast coach. And I'm a specialist in helping businesses tell their stories so they'll be able to scale and be more profitable. I typically work with companies that bring in 10 million or more, and they either know their story, they want to find out the story, but they want to do it from truth. That's the most important thing. All right, let's get right into this, shall we? Because I'm excited. First thing is, the greatest lessons I learned around the holidays is our master topic for the week. And our headline topic for the day is Lessons in Happiness and Feelings. Series 2 means we're in the second year, show 52, episode number 6. That's series 2, pretty much going to be changing to series 3 very soon. In less than, ladies and gentlemen, can you believe, 1, 2, 3, in 4 days, we'll be on series number 3. That is really cool news. All right, so the first thing is feelings do matter, okay? And you might be saying to me, hey, John, I don't agree. Feelings don't matter. Well, I got to tell you that feelings matter because, see, feelings are what propel us to take action in life. It's the way we feel about something. We feel good, we want to do it again. We feel bad, we don't want to do that again, right? But it's the feeling that helps us relive the moment. It helps us basically go back in our mind and say, you know what, I want more of that, or I want less of that. So feelings are very, very key, ladies and gentlemen. And I want to let you know, it is okay to have feelings. I don't care if they're feelings of you being sad, if you crying. I don't care if you're male or female. It is okay to have feelings. All right? It's okay. And I think a lot of the past culture has taught that males can't have feelings, but they can. Yes, it is okay for men to have feelings. And so, and I don't just mean feelings like anger and fear and things like that, but I mean emotions that are going to be empowering, not sadness, okay? Joyful, right? Excited, okay? Emotions are important because, especially if we're trying to mentor people or if we're trying to motivate people, that is really, really important. And I think the other challenge that happens with men a lot when we think about emotions is going to be vulnerability. When it comes to processing those emotions, whether that's sadness or fear, what's socially acceptable and what's not. And so, of course, there's been cultural norms. Of course, we know about that. And so why is it that men hide their emotions? Well, there's no argument here that ladies are more likely to show their emotions than men, but that's starting to change a little bit because men are starting to embrace the fact that it's okay to have emotions and it's okay to actually share those emotions, right? But the most important thing is to be honest about the way you feel, okay? And, if there's something that's bothering you, why not seek a therapeutic hobby? I knew somebody one time and they were always getting angry. So a good thing to do is to maybe, you could do a hobby like you could do planting, you could do woodworking. I love to cook, but I don't even do it for therapeutic readings. I love it. And I know I was talking to a friend of mine. He's like, "Oh, well, it's good you do that relieve stress." I'm like, "It does, but that's not why I started doing it." I also like to run, and so these are things too. But I think understanding them and knowing, saying to yourself, it is okay to have feelings. Let me say that again, ladies and gentlemen. It is okay for men to have feelings, and they don't need to push them under a rug. And it's okay to be vulnerable. Um, I think from a young age, men are always taught that they shouldn't be showing their feelings. They shouldn't be showing that they're hurt. They shouldn't be showing you that because they're a man, they're tough, and that they shouldn't be doing that. But that's the wrong message to be sending. Of course, there's resilience, but then there's also self sabotage. And self sabotage comes when we are trying to hide our emotions. See, this is really, really key. Embrace your feelings and enjoy life. If you like to go on roller coasters, embrace that feeling. If you like to go to a movie, embrace the feeling of the movie. If you like to embrace a scary movie, well, embrace that scary movie. Okay. What is it that you enjoy? So let's talk about this for a moment. What are all the feelings we can feel? Let's talk about that for a moment. So we've got fear, which we know fear. We've heard about fear. We've had disgust. We have sadness. We have anger. We have happiness. We have love. We have surprise. We have anxiety. We have excitement. We have pride. We have amusement. We have boredom. We have confusion. We have disappointment. We have enjoyment. We have gratitude. One of my favorites: calmness, empathy, shame, awe, bitterness, compassion, contentment, and envy. That's pretty cool. Bet you didn't realize there were that many emotions. We have a lot of emotions, and I think that is something that is pretty cool to understand, because just knowing that you have an emotion and a choice. Now they say there's actually 27 human emotions. This is what they say. But when we talk about human emotions, we're talking about things like admiration, adoration, aesthetic appreciation, amusement, anxiety, awe, awkwardness, boredom, calmness, confusion, craving, disgust, empathetic pain, entrancement, envy, excitement, fear, horror, interest, joy, nostalgia. That wonderful feeling where you're kind of like in bliss. Romance, sadness, satisfaction, sexual desire, sympathy, and triumph. Like when a person triumphs, like they win, they put their hands up like the big Y, the victory. I think when we start to realize that feelings actually help us to become a better version of ourselves. How do I say this? When we choose to show them we're great, when we choose to hide our feelings, we are not good. Well, people who hide their feelings could be at risk for things like mental illness. They might have issues with relationships. They might even affect the span of their life. People that hide their feelings are going to cause a stress compound in their body, their nervous system, their circulatory system, their lymphatic system. Okay. And when we hide emotions, it has negative effects on the person's psychological well being, including the physical ones I told you, not to mention things like stress. Okay. So suppressing your emotions is never a good idea. And I think what we can learn around the holidays is that stress and emotions are really your choice. So embrace it. Embrace how you feel. Maybe you're going for a walk or a run, or maybe you're just, I don't know, maybe you're enjoying a great new book, or perhaps you're talking with a friend, or maybe you're going to a movie, or you're really enjoying a savory piece of meat, or maybe a wonderful uh, glass of wine or champagne or prosecco, which happens to be one of my favorites. Or maybe you're just craving from your sweet tooth, that piece of pie or chocolate or cookies, whatever. So I think we have to embrace our feelings. And when we embrace them, share them. Share them because other people may want to take part in those feelings. And when we embrace feelings, you know what happens? Other people get a chance to sample this. Say, you know what? I want to have some of that life. Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, here's a tough one for you. The only person responsible for your happiness is you. Learned this around the holidays many, many times. We're always trying to have, let's say, she make us feel better, he make us feel better. We're always trying to do this, but it's not about them making us feel better. I've said to you before that no one has the right to make you feel inferior about yourself except for one person, you. And you shouldn't be making yourself feel inferior, but you're the only person that has that right. And if you're the only person that has that right, that also means that you're the only person that should be the sole creator of your happiness. So I'm not saying that other people can't contribute to it, but you've got to be the one that makes you happy, right? Whether that's listening to music, whether that's talking to people, whether it's just sitting and doing nothing, relaxing, whether it's meditating, whether it's hanging out with your dog if you have a pet, whether it's eating, whether it's reading a book. You've got to be that person that makes that choice in your life to do what it is that you want. Do you like to have company at the holiday times? Great, have company. Do you like to be around family? Invite your family over. Do you like to give at the holiday time? There's a great feeling when we give, right? There's lots of things like being generous and stuff like that, but we don't do it just because it's a good thing to do around the holidays. We do these things, let's be honest, because we want to feel good. The reason that hospitals are so busy these days is because of this phenomenon. Now, people either do things to avoid pain and gain pleasure. Well, hospitals are in business to get people out of pain. But wouldn't it be better to not visit them and stay in pleasure? But we don't hear that often. We hear, oh my gosh, from pain, I got to get out of pain. That's what we hear. And I think sometimes pain can drive us to change direction, but sometimes it can actually demotivate us. And when it demotivates us, you know what happens? It causes us to not want to do something. It causes us to be disappointed with ourselves, upset. It causes us to ask that why question. You know what happens when we ask the why question? We second guess ourselves. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't be curious. I'm saying that when we doubt ourselves, we've already failed. So we don't want to doubt. We want to get rid of the doubt. And so the holidays, you might be doing things because, oh, it's good for this person, that person. But you give gifts because you want to feel good, and other people also should feel good. So that's the reason why we give gifts. Of course, you want to show them how much you care about them, you love them. But really, that's the reason in the society for doing it. But the real reason that a lot of us do it is because we feel good. You give a donation somewhere, and just no one knowing what the donation is, and just keeping it, let's say, unanimous, and letting people not know who did it. That's a great feeling. What makes you happy every day? What are things that make you happy? Is it walking? Is it talking? Is it eating? Is it baking? Is it, I don't know, is it golfing? I love to golf. Is it fishing? Is it singing? Is it meditating? Is it praying? What is it that makes you feel happy? Remember, I said you are the one responsible for your own happiness. So if you're waiting for someone else to create that happiness in your life, then you're always going to be saying, well, gee, I'm waiting for my partner. But you can't expect your partner to complete you. They will complement you, but you should be able to derive your own happiness on your own. This is what's important. So many people I talk to are upset because, oh, my partner didn't make me happy, or they didn't do this for me, or they didn't do that for me. Well, you know what makes yourself happy. Make yourself happy. Don't be relying on others because, oh my gosh, they didn't do this, so I guess I'm not going to be happy. Well, isn't that a terrible thing to, wait for others to make you happy? If you know what's going to make you happy, if you know it's a certain kind of music, or you know it's resting, or you know it's watching a certain program, then why don't you just do it? Right? I said this before. No one has the right to make you feel inferior about yourself. No one, no one, no one, no one, no one, no one. You are the key holder to your own happiness. And the sooner you realize that, the sooner you're going to embrace, love, enjoy life to the fullest. People that don't enjoy life, oh, I'm waiting for this person, I'm waiting for that person, I'm waiting for this. So there's being polite, yes, but you can't always, how can I say, um, put your happiness aside because you're waiting for someone else to make you happy. Make yourself happy. I learned that a long time around the holidays. There was a time when I was expecting somebody to do something, and it was a relative, and they didn't. And I remember that I was expecting something, and I didn't get it. And my parents felt terrible that that didn't happen. And of course, they talked to us and said, "Gee, you know he wanted that. Why did you do that?" Oh, well, I didn't know. And the person was just oblivious. My parents later got at me, but the point was that that person who I thought was going to make me happy didn't. You can make yourself happy just like that. Remember a positive time. Maybe it was you in the park. Maybe it was you singing. Maybe it was you on a roller coaster. I want you to think of maybe one or two times when you felt like amazing. Maybe you gave a speech and you were on stage and then you suddenly got the standing ovation, right? What are two or three things in your life that just made you feel amazing? And take a moment and just kind of ponder that. Where were you? Were you speaking? Were you listening to something? Was it something that you heard? Something you were feeling or experiencing? Right? Something you saw? Something you touched? Or maybe something you smelt? Or maybe something you tasted? Go back to that moment and relive all those things. And you can do this every single time, and you can restrike your body's ability to become happy. So when you learn what makes you happy, do more of that. If you don't know what makes you happy, well, then try different things and take note of what makes you happy. All right, guys, I am John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It's been a fantastic, amazing episode here with you guys again. And I am John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. I'm a podcast host and a podcast coach. And I'm a specialist in helping businesses tell their story so they will be able to scale and be more profitable. And I typically work with companies that bring in 10 million or more, and they know that what their story is, or they are passionate about learning what the truth of their story is. And that's what I'm happy to help them find. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your Thursday night. Tomorrow, we will wrap up this whole series of the greatest lessons I learned around the holidays. And feel free to go through these at any time because these lessons are priceless. But being the person that understands feelings matter, and also being the person that understands that your feelings and your happiness are up to you. So why don't you feel the best you can all the time? All right, guys, have yourself an amazing rest of your evening. Take care, everyone.